Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Game Room. Michael McLeod here. Just a heads up, real quick. The latter part of this episode, I'd say about the hour and 15-minute mark, we had an issue. The rest of the episode's not listenable. You're going to hear an abrupt cut and then me apologizing profusely. So, just a heads up before this episode starts, and on with the show.
Welcome to the Game Room. It is your favorite host, me, Dwight Robinson, the crowd favorite, and we also have Michael McLeod, as usual.
Yes, I as always,
McLeod.
as usual.
That's McLeod. That's a cool last name. I like that.
Yeah, it is.
Michael McLeod. I'm sure when your parents named you, they're like, that flows. Michael McLeod.
I actually picked that myself. So.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. But it is dope. So, and then this week we have a longtime friend of mine, Boyd.
Boyd?
Him and his brother are pretty much just distant cousins to me. So
Is it? I was when you said that name.
Yeah.
You said it's B-Y something.
No. Well, that I guess phonetically that's how it would be pronounced. But it's spelled B-O-T-H, or that's how we spelled it. So it's like
B-O-T-H.
bot. Yeah. Boyd, bot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
okay.
It's a whole thing.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
But
nice to have you on.
Thank you. Yeah. Longtime friends. How long have we been friends, Dwight? Like our whole lives, pretty much.
Bruh, since you were like really short.
Like young. I'd come over and we'd play.
I think you were in middle school.
No,
Oh
I
God.
think might have been younger, honestly. Elementary.
Yeah,
don't know, man.
Because you're, me and your brother Doe is the same age. We met before ninth grade. So it was like it was like in the space between middle school and ninth grade.
Yeah. I think I was just probably getting into middle school or something. I don't know. Either way.
Yeah. But yeah, I used to go over. That's when we first got Xboxes. I used to go over and play Guilty Gear, Sharp Reload, the original Halo, Marvel 2, all that shit.
Yeah. Dude, when we would like bring our Xboxes to have LAN parties, just to like.
Yes.
And Joe would just like bring me around to play with his friends because I was like really good for my age. I was just like this child. I was like just no scoping everyone. I was like just running shit. No. But I don't really play Halo that much anymore. I'll hop on every now and then.
It is kind of funny. We used to play Halo super heavy, though. I don't think
nobody
I
does
don't really
except
play
for
it
Richard,
anymore.
and
Yeah.
I think yeah.
Yeah.
He's the only person I know that actually actively plays Halo. Says there's nothing to play on Xbox. That's all he ever plays. It's like try something else.
But he's right.
There are other games.
It is good to.
Right. Just kidding.
Yeah, it is good to go.
There are
I did
other
jump back into it a little bit for the Master Chief Collection to try it out on Series X at 120 frames or whatever.
I thought about
it.
it,
Was dope.
but it's like I have 120 frames on my computer, and I have to wait for a long ass download to just try something out.
Oh my god, that shit is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
It's
a big
like
ass
200
file, and I'm
gigs
just like
now.
pass. I'll just
Yeah,
I know what
after I
120
played it, I
frames Halo
deleted it.
looks like. I'm good.
Yeah, it took up like a third of that internal drive.
Yeah, pass.
But anyways, so this is kind of a slow news week. There's really not a whole lot going on. So we figured that we'd go ahead and roll through the news and then spend a lot of time just going over shit that we've been playing lately. It's a good amount. We had some long.
It's a switcheroo week.
long
We're
list.
doing the news first.
Yeah. So yeah.
Sort of quality content
So,
we give you here. Let's see.
so right now, I know there's a couple big things. One of the bigger things is that Monster Hunter digital event.
Yeah, which I didn't watch. So, I did kinda. I watched
skipped
the
around.
trailers.
I did not watch the whole thing.
You skipped around. I didn't see. I don't think I saw the whole thing
Yeah.
either. Oh no, yeah, I did. It was like a 30-minute video.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It was
there's
just,
a lot of.
it was
lot
just
of
a
good stuff.
Rise trailer and a Stories 2 trailer, right? For the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Stories 2 trailer didn't really tell you a whole lot more besides the release date.
And that it's going to be on Steam day and day,
Yeah, that's true.
which I'm pretty excited for because that's probably where I'm going to get it.
Is Stories good? I've never played the first one. I don't know anything about that.
It's a lot like Pokemon.
Really?
Just imagine if you took Monster Hunter and then put it more into like sort of a Pokemon kind
It's
of
like a turn-based
framework.
RPG.
It is turn-based,
type deal.
correct? And you collect.
Yes.
You collect. They're called monsties. Monsties, is that what they call them?
Monsties.
Yeah, that is what they call it.
It's very
Yeah,
childish
Monsties.
to a degree.
Everything's like really colorful and like kind of cell shaded.
And there's an anime based off of it.
Exactly cell shaded.
I never finished the game or the anime, but I figure out the anime seems to follow the plot line of the game pretty well. So I'll probably just watch the rest of the anime before this one comes out, if it's tied together at all,
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I don't think it
Yeah.
is. But
it was on
might be.
3DS. I tried it a little bit. It's not bad.
I have it for 3DS and I have it for the iOS. Like on the iPad, it's actually really good. The only
I forgot about that.
kind of crap thing is it has no controller support, which is the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
It's like all the Dragon Quest games don't have controller support either, and it's awkward to play them on a be just stupid.
Yeah,
big-ass
you're just
iPad.
like touching the screen
Yeah.
and there's a big ass iPad.
I cannot play mobile games or anything that requires like a touch screen. There's like no tactile feel, right? That's like my biggest problem. There's no buttons.
Yeah.
There's no like feedback or something. You're just touching.
I can do
I
like
definitely
Professor
get that.
Layton's games. They're fine because they're like I mean those games are
You're
very
just touching the
stylus based
screen, I
anyway.
guess.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
the Professor Layton games I have no problem on iPad, but
Yeah.
anything past that I'm just like give me a controller support. Like what is your deal?
Yeah. Especially anything action oriented, we have to move that on screen joystick and like press buttons on the screen. I hate that.
Yes.
That's,
Agreed.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
I don't have the list pulled up. So Monster Hunter, yeah. So the new trailer for Rise, what was the deal with that? I didn't actually watch that one. I'm just like, yeah, okay, it's cool, it's coming. I'm sure they probably showed something new that I just didn't pay attention to. So
Yes. So they showed some of the new some new monsters, and of course they also showed a couple of the new tech. I'm getting tongue tied.
The Switch skills, right?
Features and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Switch skills is a big one. That actually looks really
Yeah.
dope.
So
it's kind of
what
like
is
a
that?
combination.
you could
It's
just
kind
switch.
of like Hunter Arts.
Yeah.
Okay, but you can
from-
change them mid.
You can change them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So you
that's
can
cool.
change out. Of course, everybody knew that you'd be able to change out the Silkbind attacks, but you can also change out actual like normal attacks. Like you could switch out. One example, you could use that rocket dash for the gun lance, just like you could in Generation Ultimate, but it replaces charge shells, which is kind of how it worked kind of similarly in Generations Ultimate. There was some, if you chose a different style, then there was, some moves you could do and other moves you couldn't, to try to balance it out. So it's very similar to that. So they're bringing back Hunter style sorta, but just not, they're not calling it that.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you can do,
But that's what it
individual moves
is.
Pretty much.
Okay.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that's interesting. I mean, that sounds good
Yeah.
to me. I did.
Can you
that?
switch up the wire bug skills? I don't remember seeing anything related to that.
You can.
You-
You
oh, you
can.
can?
It's not in the demo,
Okay.
but yeah. So there's gonna have like a set of them. Basically, they're pretty much just Hunter arts, and you can switch them out to which ones you want.
Sweet.
I mean, so far I've gotten a lot more used to all the Silkbind stuff and all the wire bug stuff. It's definitely going to take a
Yeah.
while. I mean, if you've been playing Monster Hunter for a while, it's going to take some time to get used to all that.
I couldn't get used to the wire bug, but then again, I also played the demo for like an hour. I'm
Yeah.
just like, cool,
Right.
I got it. I already knew I was going to buy the game, so there's kind of no point in me just,
Yeah.
keep going. I was like, I'll just get used to it when the game comes out.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what armor skills affect the wire bug, right? Like cooldowns or like maybe like distance and using the wire bug. I don't know. I think they can do a lot with that.
I'm sure they will have that
Yeah.
stuff.
And like depending, like if you maybe choose really not, if you're not like a player that wants to use the wire bug as much, you could maybe just like aim towards skills that really has nothing to do with wire bugs and just never use them. So
I wonder if you can do that. Kind of like if I always use this example, but in like Street Fighter, if you love playing Street Fighter 3 had parries, and then Street Fighter 4 had focus attacks. So you could play Street Fighter 4 and never use focus attacks, but there's always, combo potential goes up like crazy if you actually do know how to use focus attacks and put them in. Or you could just play it like old school Street Fighter and never use them, which I never use them because I didn't really get in that deep. Yeah. But I'm hoping there's more like that, as opposed to if you don't use wire bugs at all, then you're just screwed. You're not going to be able to do any kind of high level shit.
Yeah. I think you should use them, but I guess I don't know. It just depends how well they cater to like different play styles, and I think that's what they're really going for with the wire bug in general, right? But I don't know.
Yeah.
And like all the switch skills, they're trying to like diversify how people play. But I guess we'll see.
Let's see. Yeah, that'll be out the 26th, which is the next time we record an episode. So,
wow.
Look forward to playing that.
The 26th release next week, huh? Well,
yeah.
Oh, actually,
is it next week or is it 2 weeks from now?
It's in 2 weeks. It's 2
weeks from now. I was say we do record every 2 weeks. I thought I did my research. Maybe not.
My mistake.
Possibility.
I thought you guys recorded every week.
Yeah.
What you won't be playing it on, though, I'm just moving this along here. Speaking of Switch, and this is kind of something that's been going on forever. Switch Pro. We're talking about this again. I can't remember.
There's been so many rumors.
I can't remember what outlet. I think it was like Bloomberg, or it was like not a video gamey typical publication. Rumored that there was going to be an OLED version of the Switch. I don't know if that's just going to be an updated screen version, maybe with a bigger screen. We could speculate all day. I'm not going to really do that. What do you want out of a Switch Pro is what I'm going to ask, though, I guess. Just as your personal thing, if you, within reason, don't be completely dumb. Like, within reason, if you could just, for the same price point, or let's just say for $399, what do you think is realistic for a Switch Pro?
$399.
I mean, higher frames. That's all we want. Just higher frames.
So a better processor.
Yeah,
better processor.
Just higher frames.
Okay.
That's.
But the games they don't necessarily look any better.
I did read somewhere that it might be an issue because they said that some developers are developing games that will only be compatible for the Switch Pro, and apparently that's like official. But don't quote me on that. I feel like I read that
I read something to the equivalent that like new games have to be 4K compatible. Yeah. Which doesn't really make sense to me. I mean, a VHS is technically 4K compatible. It's just going to look like garbage, but you can...
Exactly.
Like, I never got that sort of like terminology. That's the PS4 Pros. They always have 4K, like, back when I used to sell those, they would always say 4K compatible on them. It's like,
yeah, there's very few
that
games
says nothing.
on PS4 Pro that actually, outputs at 4K or whatever, at true 4K. I mean, I've seen a lot of different rumors. There's been rumors that, it's going to be 4K and HDR, and others it's going to have an OLED screen.
How expensive this thing going to be? That's what I'm saying. If you're putting that OLED screen in there, you're already jacking up the price. That doesn't give you a lot of room to. Yeah, that doesn't give you a lot of room to wiggle to make the actual unit any more powerful.
Yeah.
I don't think that it should get an OLED screen. That would be amazing.
It doesn't need it.
That'd be great. But
it doesn't need an OLED screen. It needs a bigger screen.
It's going to jack up the price.
Give it a 7-inch LCD screen.
Yeah.
Put a better processor in there, like a better actual like graphics processor in there.
But it would have to support the same Joy-Cons, wouldn't it? I doubt
that's fine.
Form factor.
I mean, that's 2017? That's 3 years old at this point. I'm pretty sure you could beef that thing up and keep the same form factor. You could probably even keep just the Switch has such ridiculous bezels around the screen. You could just like trim those back a bit.
It does. So. Kind of like how with the 2DS. I thought that the new 2DS looked really good.
Yeah, and then you open it up and it's like wow, and then like most of that screen's not screen real estate.
Yeah,
it's like black bars on the side.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, that's all I'd want is just more frames. They don't have to. I mean, if they could, if games could hit 1080p easier, that'd be great. I don't think it needs to go over 1080p.
Yeah,
I think most of the games typically first-party Nintendo games are pretty good at about hitting 60 frames a second. Like pretty good. Yeah. Not
Yeah.
perfect, but they're not bad.
Just like a little more headroom, just kind of like the new 3DS. What they did for the new 3DS.
Okay, so
Just,
not a
there's
massive
little extra
difference, but
headroom
just a
for it
little
to-
bit.
Yeah, it can hit that target easier.
Yeah.
But I don't want. I mean,
Because you have
they're
what,
trying to go
like
beyond
2 or
that
3 games that
target.
actually were meant for like the new Nintendo 3DS XL or the 3DS in general. It's like Xenoblade, and Fire Emblem Warriors. I think were it.
Fire Emblem Warriors. Yep.
That's all I can think of.
That's really
Yeah.
all I can
Minecraft.
think of.
Minecraft
Super
is
Smash
exclusive.
Brothers used it. I don't think it required
It used it. Every game used it. It's just they cut down load times, but then Monster
Yeah.
Hunter load times are faster.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
And you can play it at 60, which is nice.
I don't really,
Yeah,
I don't
so
like the
stuff like
idea
that.
of them getting like a bigger screen for the Switch, honestly. Because like, what's the point of that? I mean, that's what a TV's for. That's what docking it is for. Like,
That's
That's a
the
good point.
concept, yeah.
What's,
Yeah, that is a
what's
good
the point
point.
of like having a handheld bigger screen when you could just dock it for a bigger screen? I feel like just defeats the purpose.
I don't know. It's maybe for old people like me that like I don't know, have to have like the thing like right up against our face to be able to see
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
I really like
So probably like
I was gonna say I really like the idea of like potentially them releasing a better dock, right? I don't know how the technology works, but like if the dock could be improved and like you could put your Switch into a dock that can support higher settings,
give it more horsepower.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe
pretty
that's maybe that's the scenario then.
That's-
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool. That would make sense. And then having it at lower settings while portable, but when you dock it, then boom, it's beefed up.
it'd probably be cheaper for them
Yeah.
too.
I
They
think
won't have
it's
to change
I think
the
it's
form
funny how
factor.
most of my friends only play the Switch portable. At least the ones I talk to normally.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people. That
I do
that.
not.
yeah.
That
Yeah,
Switch
I
does
never
not
take it
come out of the
that
dock.
thing.
Like rarely does it come out of the dock.
Yeah.
Like, I have to like really not be feeling good and like don't even like feel so bad I don't want to look at the TV like, to play the Switch in bed and look at the screen. Like I'd rather just have it in the dock and look at the TV. So
Yeah, I'd love to see what they come out with, but there's so many rumors swirling around. You got to take a lot of them with a grain of salt.
Seriously.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was
So
trying
what
to
else we
set
got?
you up a transition, but it really wasn't working out for me.
So what else we got? There's a lot of stuff going on with Microsoft lately. Actually, they have a new browser. They're finally going to update that damn Edge browser. I was wondering when they're going to do that. So they're still using the old Edge browser. They're not using the new Chromium Edge browser that a lot of places updated. Even where I work has updated to the new Edge Chromium. And I mean, businesses take forever to update their shit. So
Yes,
I'm
it's true.
surprised at that. And of course, Microsoft and Bethesda, their merger has finally been finalized.
But backpedaling on real quick on the browser though, as the big thing with that is you can technically stream Stadia games and Luna games through that
Yes.
browser,
Yes,
Which
because
is-
it works like Chrome. So
which is
yeah.
crazy to me. You can also stream. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to, but I guess if you really wanted to, you could stream Game Pass games through that browser. Once
You
that
could.
comes out too.
You'd
So
have Xboxception.
exactly. If you just like didn't like if you just wanted to try a game without installing it though, I mean you could
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
You could just stream it. So
I wonder how performant that would be. But that'd be interesting. To
I mean,
try
I don't
out.
know.
So yeah, pretty much. I mean, it works. The new Chromium Edge works exactly like Chrome. It's literally just Chrome with Microsoft's logo on it.
Yeah.
So all the settings are all the same and everything.
I mean,
so
I
anything
use
you can do
Chrome anyway typically.
Yeah.
Same.
So all right, cool. But yeah, as you were saying, go ahead. I didn't want to
Yeah.
cut you off, but I was like, that's important.
Yeah. Yeah, Microsoft, Bethesda, they finally finalized that.
Could you
I know
stream
they approved
PlayStation
it.
games? I'm sorry. Through PlayStation Now, could you not stream PlayStation games through your Xbox?
You could.
Theoretically?
You could.
Okay, continue on then.
Yeah, you could play emulators through it too. So there was actually some emulators that worked on the old Edge. I'm sure there's emulators that work through Chrome also. You know, through the extensions or anything like that.
That's going to be a
So-
test. I'm going to have to get a free trial of PlayStation Now and try to stream a PS3 or PS4 game through my
Trial
Xbox.
PlayStation Now. Do they even? Were those like a week or like 2 days or something like that?
I have no
don't
idea. I've
remember.
never bothered to try. I hear it wasn't that good. The only person,
tried PlayStation Now once.
literally the only person I've heard that said it was good was Cesar.
Really?
And
I've tried it.
admittingly,
once and I did not
Cesar's
like
a bit of a fanboy, so I don't 100% trust what he says on PlayStation stuff. So he says he's not, he is. So
I tried. What did I try it on? I tried on Lost Planet 3. I tried on Lost Planet 3 for PS3. The thing is, I played it on PS3, and I was expecting for it to have my save. PlayStation Now does not bring your saves over from previous games. If you played a game previously, if you didn't play it on PlayStation Now, it does not bring it. It does
I
not
actually
look
feel like I did see somebody playing like Red Dead Redemption or something like that, and it actually looked okay. It just had that normal sort of like I don't know if you ever streamed a game ever, but it's like it has that weird like sort of bit crunched image sometimes.
that compressed.
Yeah. So it was having that like far too frequently for me to recommend it.
Huh.
But then again, so did Game Pass. Like when it first came, when you're streaming that, when it first came around, it's gotten better, but it still has it occasionally. I don't think that technology is 100% there.
Yeah.
Boy, you ever tried any of those? Any of the streaming stuff?
No,
like
I've never touched streaming. I think when we were at Doe's place and you were streaming Sekiro on your phone from your Xbox, that was like the first time I've ever even like experienced.
Like,
actually, no. When I was in Japan teaching, it was funny. The kids there, they would just play Call of Duty on their phones, like in class, and I'm just like, what the hell? And like I've never really, I mean, I've seen it like I guess like on YouTube or something, but like I've never seen it in person. I was like, holy shit, this looks great. But yeah, it was
People
like,
actually do
first
that.
of all, get off your phone, but this is sick. It's like I want to watch.
Get off your phone in a second.
Yeah, like get the headshot first.
That mobile version of Call of Duty, I actually tried it before. It's not bad. I mean, you'd have to use like a controller for it to,
of course,
actually be viable or whatever. But it's not bad. It actually looks really good. So that's surprising.
You just also reminded me that Lost Planet exists. I completely forgot about that game. I love that game.
It's
and it's
I
gone.
remember
It's
I
never
played
coming
the
back.
hell out of the first one. Yeah.
Game is sick.
The third one, I don't know. I didn't really like that one. But it wasn't a good showcase for PlayStation.
I never bothered to play the third one, and I have it.
That's Capcom, right?
I have it too.
Capcom. Man.
Yeah.
They should remaster that for like Switch or something.
I'd buy it.
Yeah, that'd be a good Switch. I think that'd be a good Switch port.
The first two are good. The first one was a great single player game. The
second one's good if you have someone to play with. It's
the
actually
second one's great
I would say it's great if you have someone to play with.
Yeah, great co-op. The third one is like they went to this weird kind of like Ice Resident Evil type setup, like Ice Planet Resident Evil.
Are they trying to make Dead Space? Is that what they're trying to do?
Yeah. Actually, that's much better.
I never actually played. I have the game. It's one of those games I picked up when it was like super cheap, and I'm like, I'll get around to this. And it was
same.
like 2-3 years ago.
Exact same. I think I got it on sale for like $5 or $10, and like never played it.
Yeah.
Well, we got sidetracked like crazy.
We never get sidetracked on this show. We are the most on topic group of people. But anyway, continue. You were saying about Bethesda and Microsoft?
So that Microsoft-Bethesda merger, everybody knew this was going on. They announced it a long time ago. They finally finalized it. But with that finalization, they put most of Bethesda's stuff onto Game Pass.
With one glaring omission that I've noticed at least. I mean, you probably have noticed other things, but I mean, it's fine. It's like you can get this game for cheap, but at the same time, it's like, why not that one? I'm curious, so...
What is it?
The Evil Within 2 is not on there for some reason or another.
That's right. The first one's on there, but not the second one.
Yep. So I'm just going to run down the list real quick. I already have it pulled up. So
yeah, go ahead.
It's Dishonored Definitive Edition, which is good. Dishonored 2, I've never played.
Never played that.
Doom 1, 2, 3. And then they, for some reason, skip 4 through 63, and they just put 64 on there. Doom Eternal, but not Doom 2016. That's another weird omission.
Yeah.
It was already on there, wasn't it?
Maybe, but also Doom Eternal was on there too, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird.
I mean, I would advertise Doom Eternal being on there because it's so good.
Yeah.
It's still on there. I think I saw it on my Xbox.
Like I say, it's fantastic. I bought the game. I have it on Switch, so that's how much I enjoyed that game. Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, Fallout 76. Ooh. Prey, the good Prey.
It's actually pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, the game is fantastic. I was able to play it in a glitch state where you could multiply items, so I actually played it more like Doom than like Prey. I just replicated shotgun shells. So, Rage 2, Elder Scrolls 3, 4, and 5. So it's Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim. Morrowind is X enhanced, so if you're playing on a Xbox One X or a Series X, you actually get it in 4K, native 4K, or is it 1080p? I don't know. It's smooth and pretty.
That's good.
Nice.
That's good because we played. You played Morrowind a lot, didn't you?
I loved Morrowind back in the day. Like that was like when we were living in Courthouse. Those days, played a lot of that. You know, it's funny. Me and Chris, you remember Chris, right?
That's a terrible looking game. Yeah.
So I remember, like me and Chris. I had a jar of coins, like just quarters, like I was just a kid, and we went to the mall with a bag of coins to buy the special edition version of Morrowind, and we just like went to GameStop and dropped like this bag of money on the counter. And I was like, yeah, we want Morrowind. So,
I actually remember that. I think it had like a map and everything in there, right?
Yeah, so like that version included like the Tribunal expansion and like the Blood Moon or something, But it included.
It was the werewolf
one.
one.
Yeah. So it included.
I remember that. I forget what it was called though. We must know. Someone looked that up.
Yeah.
That was a terrible.
But this version is just standard Morrowind. Oblivion, it's standard Oblivion. Skyrim is the special edition, the like updated version with all the DLC. You also get Elder Scrolls Online base version, which I thought was free to play anyway, but I could have been wrong. I'm not sure. The Evil Within 1, as was mentioned, but not the DLC. The DLC is good. I would definitely recommend playing it. The game itself is good, but the DLC is super worth. If you want to know anything of what's going on with Part 2, you have to play the DLC. Wolfenstein, The New Order, Old Blood, and Young Blood. But not to the new Colossus. So that's another one. So I guess 3 big omissions. I guess things they think they can sell, which, I agree. All those are fantastic. All the ones missing are, like, super good.
It's kind of weird, though. New Blood is the newest one, but they're all dope, though. If you've never played any of those Wolfenstein games,
you mean?
They're amazing.
I've never played any of them.
Young Blood.
Yeah, Young Blood, but I think the co-op nature of it kind of turned a lot of people off. I actually played all of these.
It is weird.
And I didn't care for Youngblood because I thought it was bullshit. So,
it does kind of mess it up a little bit.
Yep, or bullshit. All these are available via PC, cloud, and console, assuming they're actually on the thing. So, like if it's only a PC game, whatever. I think they're all available except for like you can't play Oblivion or Morrowind on the cloud for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah.
That's a good list though.
That's actually super solid.
That's what everybody's been focusing on is the fact that they're putting those in Game Pass and everything. The thing that I thought was interesting, there was an interview, and I wish I could pull it up and tell you who this interview was for.
I know what you're about to say, but continue on.
Yeah, about Microsoft wants to look at using ID Tech 5 more often in like a lot of their games and a lot of their in-house games. And they didn't really make a big deal of it, but that's huge. That's a really huge thing because right now, Unreal Engine is everywhere, and even for Microsoft's games, Gears of War was a showcase for Unreal Engine 3 back in the day. That's their thing. Now they're not really tied to Unreal anymore, so there's really no reason for it to keep using Unreal Engine besides the fact that they just always have. So if they start pushing ID Tech 5, that could change up a lot of stuff because ID Tech 5 is amazing. I mean, I'm more impressed with ID Tech 5 than I am with Unreal Engine.
Is that what they use for the newest Gears of War? Or okay.
Yes. No. They're using for the newest Gears of War is Unreal Engine 4. Okay. So most games in general, Unreal Engine 4. The only games that use ID Tech, and especially ID Tech 5, is going to be Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, the Wolfenstein games. And if you've seen those games, the biggest thing about them is that they're super scalable. Yeah. Their performance is amazing. You can run it. I'm sure they could put out an update to run Doom Eternal at 120 frames if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Especially on like PC and everything, and it runs on Switch, pretty well. It's just amazing. I remember the first time I saw Rage. I think that was one of the first games that used that tech, and Rage looked amazing, even though the game was trash.
Boring.
But yeah, it was trash, but it looked great, and it was running at 60
it did
frames.
look really good. I agree with you there.
Yeah, amazing. So I mean,
I thought you were going to say initially was the interview with Phil Spencer. It says some Bethesda games will be Xbox PC exclusive. I hope that's not like
That-
the bullshit throwaway things, and I hope they have some big 10-point titles.
that is kind of like a bullshit throwaway line. I mean, they're kind of, I think right now they're just like testing the waters. They're trying to see what they can actually do, if they can get away with making the next the next Skyrim or the next fucking Elder Scrolls game or whatever completely Xbox exclusive.
I'd be so mad.
We've had so many discussions about this. Honestly, a lot of people would say, and I would say as well, I don't think they'll do that.
I don't think they'll do it either. I think they should do it though.
They should.
They need to push back if they want to
should.
stay relevant.
Yeah. So they're going to keep. What I'm going to guess is that they're going to keep all the big franchises that already has established games on other systems. They're going to keep it multi-plat.
That's my guess.
Make new stuff exclusive. But I think they should do whatever the fuck they want and just make everything exclusive. Because Sony would do the same thing, and they have done the same thing. So
and that's why everyone's I don't want to use any. I was about to say something foul, but that's why everyone's up Sony's butt so far, right? So, I mean, it's because they're like, they have all these exclusives. It's just like Microsoft has the opportunity to have these exclusives.
Yeah, they have the opportunity,
and
they're not going to take it. But I think a lot of that is also because they keep telling everybody that they're not going to do that. They're like, oh, well, that's not what we're about. We want everybody to be happy.
No,
we want to play Game Pass everywhere.
Realistically, that's the way to make more money.
Right. Yeah.
But because they're not making a lot of money off those systems, but they're making money off people buying those games. So. Yeah. Anywho, what was next?
The new Ninja Turtle game by the Scott Pilgrim /
Is it? Yeah, it's .emu. So I actually looked up the list earlier. Did you watch the trailer for this?
I saw it. I didn't actually watch the trailer, but I saw the thumbnail.
Oh, it's really good.
And it looked good.
It looks really damn good, actually.
I'm not as super nostalgic for Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, me either.
The Ninja Turtle games as like other people.
Dude,
I was way more. I was way more into Streets of Rage, but I mean, it looks good. It looks really good, and they know what they're doing. So.
No, yeah, it looked really good. The only like minor complaint I had was they had like each individual turtle had their own running animations, which was cool.
Oh.
I think they should flip Donatello's and Leonardo's. But that's just me. So it didn't really make sense how they had it. But,
how do they each run? Like
so actually, let me pull it up.
Does it not match their personality or something, or
it doesn't.
Okay.
Let's see. What is it called? It's called Shredder's Revenge.
One of them, I know one of them is the extremely smart one with
Donatello is the extremely smart one. Okay, so I actually got the running animation.
Like a smart person.
So they have Raphael, which is the angry one. He has
the big angry one with the size.
He's cool but rude.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's
the
running
biggest
really
one.
aggressively.
Okay.
Michelangelo, the party dude, should actually probably run I would put his with Donatello's actually.
Okay.
Probably. He's running goofy.
Okay.
Donatello is running like a ninja. That's why I'm saying like Leonardo should run like that.
Yeah, that should be Leonardo, shouldn't it? Because Leonardo's the one.
Leonardo
with the two
looks
katanas.
determined, but not like a ninja. So
that's funny.
That's interesting.
I would flip those two. Other than that, it looks great, and I'm just nitpicking there. Also, the whatever cover they did like a cover band to do the theme song during the whole thing. It sounds really good. It also kind of sounds like the people singing have never heard the original song. It sounds a little more off than I would.
See, now I want to watch this trailer.
Dude, watch the trailer. It looks very good. It looks like Turtles in Time, just an updated version of it. Good shit though. I'm all about it.
Really, there wasn't a whole lot of other
that was
news. That's pretty much it for news. We have a ton of games played though.
I have a ton
I'll go
of
ahead and
games
start
played.
off with Boyd.
What's up?
Since you're the guest for this week.
What's up?
You
What
are
you
the
been playing
guest.
lately?
What have I been playing? A lot of Monster Hunter. But like 2 weeks ago, I was playing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Kind of ran through that pretty
Why'd you
quickly.
stop?
But
Oh, you finished it.
yeah, it was good.
Okay, yeah, it's not a long game.
Yeah, it was like probably like 20, 25, I don't know. But yeah,
Really?
I enjoyed that a lot.
I remember it being short though. I rented it to start off with. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. And before that, I was also playing Disco Elysium, which is sick.
A lot of people have been telling me
Dude,
about
I mean,
that.
it's a lot.
Everyone
it's a lot of
says how good that is. I've never bothered.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, so, like,
talk about that for a second.
it's interesting, but if you don't like reading a lot, it literally is like it's just you just read the whole time.
I mean, I'm fine with that as
yeah.
long as it's interesting.
Yeah. You know, it's a point and click type of game, but I think the way that you go about the game is interesting because like the skills that you choose to put your points into create the dialogue, and I've never really.
So is it a straight point and click? I don't know anything about this.
Yeah.
Is it RPG?
It's a point.
Is it combat?
Kind of like you roll. There's like skill checks. You might talk to somebody who is rude, and you could choose if you put points into your physical attributes, you can like pick a fight with them, or if you put points.
So it's like playing D&D almost.
Yeah, it's
but just okay.
It's very D&D, but just as a detective cop. It's also very political. So you could be like a communist. You could be a racist. You could be be anything you want.
Is racist a class?
I mean, no, kind of, yeah. No, there's a skill tree, and there's a so there's this
a racist
there's
skill
skills,
tree.
but then
Is it shaped like a swastika? I'm sorry, I had to ask that.
It's pretty funny, but you can there's skills, and then there's also thoughts. If you choose to have certain thoughts, it kind of levels up over time because you are, I don't know, in that thought. I don't know. It's really interesting. I think it's probably one.
So so you level up based upon the actions you take.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's kind of cool.
It's
that's coming to PS4.
It's really interesting. Like I feel like you could play the game a million times and still not experience everything.
And get
the guy who made the game or wrote the game is actually based on a book. It was a book before the game, and apparently the guy wrote 1 million words for the game. Like he wrote the whole game. I don't know. Very impressive.
Oh god,
definitely worth checking out.
Writing games.
I got it on sale.
It takes forever.
Yeah. But that.
What'd you play it on?
Steam.
I'd say it's only on PC currently, so.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Actually,
it didn't release on.
It's coming out on PS4 soon.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Other than that, Jedi Fallen's cool, and then Monster Hunter. A lot of Monster Hunter.
A lot of Monster Hunter.
A lot of Monster Hunter.
I'm gonna jump on really quick with that because we actually played. I've been playing Monster Hunter with you for the past 2 weeks. We jumped on Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate last week, which is the first time I played it since World came out, and that was eye opening.
Going back,
we were pretty trash.
It's painful. I mean, it's just the interface and just like the limited, abilities and like a lot of things that were convenient in World and even Rise just are absent in Generations.
Yeah, going back
and
to
like,
it now.
It's like not being able to walk by something and just collect it immediately. You have to stop and like scrounge around on the ground for it.
And, like if you run out of paintballs and the monster runs away, goddamn! Like I remember one time I was going to each area.
You're never finding him.
Better stare at those damn shadows.
I was searching for like 20 minutes, just walking around. I'm like, God, I'm about to just quit because, it's annoying. I think. Yeah, but it's still
I do
fun.
like going back to
Still
it.
Fun.
The only things that kind of bothered me about it was just like, it's not really a bad thing, but kind of annoying. All the different hunter, skills, the hunter arts, all the different classes and everything that you have for the hunters. There's so much stuff, so much, and unlocking everything, getting used to what all the arts do, getting used to what all the different weapons and styles and everything is a lot. It's definitely the most expansive. But yeah, and we've been playing the new Monster Hunter Rise demo that dropped yesterday.
There's a new demo? See, this is how
demo.
Behind I am. Okay.
Yeah. So they announced this also in that digital event, which we actually skipped over, but so it's not technically a new demo, it's just like an updated demo. So what they do is that they reset the number of tries you have for the demo, so it's reset back to 30. If you had it already, it just updated the one you had, and they added a new monster. So before, they only really had 2 monsters you could fight. Now they added Magnum Malo, and yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah.
We tried him. We just jumped on and tried it, and he bodied us immediately.
I think that's what Gaijin Hunter was talking about on Twitter. He was going on about something, and I'm just like, whatever.
I kind of wish they didn't put like the flagship monster in the demo. Like, why? I don't, why Magnum Malo and not Kezu or someone.
and not just like some other.
Oh,
It's like
They have done that before. Usually in
why?
their demos, they will do that.
I don't know.
They'll like throw in the flagship.
Yeah.
That's to show like how crazy they are and how much you suck or whatever. Because usually they'll also change the weapons you get. This demo, the way that it's set up, is the same way they've done those demos, as far as I know, since like Freedom Unite. It gives you, 2 monsters you can fight, maybe 3 are the flagship, and then it has like an armor set for each weapon, and you basically have just like you could just fight this monster in this little spot. So to me it's like a callback to all the old school Monster Hunters, and I mean I'm giving it more of a chance. I actually was not going to get it immediately when it came out until you guys like, all right, let's try this out. We're gonna pre-order this when it comes out and everything. I was like, all right, you know what? Let me go ahead and get back in this shit.
Yeah.
Yay, good.
Yeah, I am gonna get it. Now that I'm getting used to all the stuff, all the Silkbind stuff and all the wire bug stuff, I'm getting used to it. I still always forget to do that recovery.
Dude, that is my favorite new
recovery
feature. Recovery, man, so useful.
I always forget about it, always. But the pros do that shit all the time.
So Gaijin Hunter, how's your hunt against Magnamalo going? And there's like was it like a poll, a Twitter poll? And like majority of it was I got wasted. So
yeah, he's like, yeah, we'll just try this out. It's nothing, and then we go in and you get like one shot in.
He one shots you
immediately.
It's fucked.
There's this guy. I mean, of course, there's speed runs already. Yeah, there's long sword speed runs, and they're just like dancing around him, and then they kill him in like 7 minutes. So
yeah.
But anyway,
the next one is timeout. Timer ran out. So
because they only give you 15 minutes. So.
Yeah.
It's
just weird.
That's all you have for games. Oh, that's right.
So before we move on from Monster Hunter, real quick though. I just want to point out, Dwight and I both. I don't know, boy, if you've seen it.
What?
We watched the Monster Hunter, the cinematic masterpiece.
Oh God.
The movie.
We watched the movie.
What's her name?
Mila Jovovich.
Mila Jovovich. God.
So I figured we take the opportunity to talk about that for a second.
Yeah, I guess we might as well.
Have you seen it,
No,
boy, at all?
No, I haven't bothered.
Okay.
I don't. Where'd you watch it?
Do you plan on it? Are we gonna spoil it?
I do plan on watching it, but honestly, you could spoil it. I'm not gonna. Nothing. Yeah.
There's really nothing to spoil.
Yeah.
I mean,
just like
the plot of the
I told
movie
you.
is you can spoil, even though I will say spoiler warning. But,
Yeah, spoiler warning. Spoiler warning. For
the plot of the movie builds up to something and never gets there. So it literally
doesn't.
is like they ran out of money, or they
wasted so
just
much time.
expected there to be a sequel. They're like, man, this
my
shit's
God.
awesome.
and
gonna
actually, I
love
already
this.
told Boy. Because it's funny you brought that up. I told him that I was like, they had all the original characters from Monster Hunter World, and then they killed them. They killed them all.
They're not even there. Like for, I just thought it was funny how they had the handler there at the end. And we're jumping ahead a little bit, but at the end, they're there at the end fighting a Rathalos.
Yeah.
Did I point out that the Rathalos is not the same size once it transitions realms?
Yeah,
it grows immensely.
Oh.
It's got bigger and
Jeez.
It got way
you would see
bigger.
it. Yeah, you would see it, and then you would see it again in like another scene, and it was like super huge. And next thing is, they treat Rathalos in this movie like he's like,
Ganondorf or some
fucking-
shit like that. Like, he's like the final boss of Monster Hunter.
He's like the final boss of Monster Hunter. He's the super Elder Dragon. Valtrex and all the rest of those guys are just like, peas,
Whatever, it's Rathalos.
compared to it.
Watch out.
Rathalos was fucking him up. He killed like every Monster Hunter World character that was in there, besides like the Elder guy or whatever. But the first hour of the movie was just like this weird survival thing where they're just kind of trying to survive.
I thought that was going to be
in
the
desert.
whole movie there for a while.
I thought it was going to be the whole movie too.
And I'm just like, God, is this going to be the
weird.
whole fucking movie?
It was weird. It was weird.
Yeah.
And I give the movie, props where props is due. It did look very accurate. The stuff, the weapons, the
CG
armor,
was good.
The characters, the Monster Hunter World characters, they looked very accurate. The handler looked really good.
Ron Perlman did not look good. His hair.
Ron Perlman didn't.
Ridiculous. He looked like what's the Thundercat? What's
Lionel?
his name? Lionel. There you go. That's what he reminded me of with the
definitely looked like
friggin' hair.
And it's so funny. Everybody speaks in Monster Hunter language, which was pretty cool. But then Ron Perlman just like speaks in English, and she's like, "Whoa, you can speak English?" He's like, "Yeah, this is what I do." You know, just like it was nothing.
For
Everybody
plot
else is
reasons.
speaking
Like
straight.
he might as well have said that.
It was just, I don't know. It's a weird. I mean, it looked really
so
good.
The
It looked
watcher
really
doesn't have
accurate.
to read subtitles.
The story was terrible. So
The
if
story
you're
was
watching this,
garbage.
as long as you're aware of what you're getting into, you
Yeah,
know.
and I already expected a bad movie.
Yeah.
So I
did too.
I went into it with that
Yeah.
low expectation.
So not an amazing movie, but I mean, you know, still worth a watch if you like Monster Hunter and being self-destructive and all that.
I'm glad I did not pay the extra $2 to rent the 4K version
Oh.
because it's like an extra $2 to rent that one. I'm just like, I'm good with 1080p.
Yeah.
So
Oh, really?
yeah.
Real quick, I'm just gonna scrub through some of the other games played I had, and then we'll finish up with your games played, Mike.
Oh yeah. I played a lot.
So the Outriders demo. Did you play that Outriders demo?
I did not. No.
I did.
No.
I played a little bit of it.
So I'll just go ahead and scrub through that. So Outriders demo.
Wait a minute. This is the one where I was saying it was wobbly, right?
Yes, that was
Okay,
really
okay.
wobbly.
Okay, making sure that was the same game.
Yeah, so that, you know, it's funny. A lot of other people said the same thing, and they're saying that in the
Okay.
final game,
It's
there's
like
gonna be
super. It's like I know you can't really see.
Yeah,
You know, but it's like this.
it's like the shaky cam.
It's like
Yeah.
just a little bit, but it's not enough. It's like someone
Yeah.
is there recording these people with like a handy cam
Oh.
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
cutscenes.
It's
And
like
it's just like
it's
they
like
don't
found
have a tripod.
footage,
Is
handy cam,
Is that
in
intentional?
like a
Is
video
it just
game
like
cutscene.
they're trying to like?
It's
think it
intentional.
is.
Yeah,
Weird.
It's not off. It's like they're trying to hold it still,
yeah.
but they
And
can't.
it's all the time. Like
Right.
we're just walking normally, like during cinematic or during
It's
gameplay.
mostly in cutscenes.
Mostly in cutscenes. Oh,
It may-
okay.
Yeah, it may be normally, but I can't really tell normally. But I could tell it in the cutscenes because I'm just like,
Cutscenes, and when you're running, when you're sprinting, oh man.
when you're
But,
sprinting, that's acceptable though. I mean, because the camera would,
Right,
you
'cause,
know,
yeah.
it does that in Metal Gear Solid 5, I think, right?
I think
Yeah.
it does that in Gears
Yeah.
of War too. Somewhat.
It does it in a lot
Yeah,
of
it
games.
does.
Like
It
it's,
does
it's
a
to
lot, yeah.
give a more visceral feel to the running.
Yeah.
I get
Yeah,
that.
it
But
feels like
when you're
somebody's
sitting there
makes
talking
you
to
feel
somebody,
like
like
running.
why is
Yeah,
why
you
is
just
the
talking to
cameraman
somebody.
look drunk?
Yeah.
Like,
So yeah,
Drunk?
they acknowledge that they're
Yeah.
going to have a setting to disable that in the actual
Good.
game, which
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah, so I digress. I'm sorry for taking your thunder on that one, but yeah, that was my one takeaway.
That's definitely a big takeaway. A lot of people felt the same way.
I couldn't play it. I was like, nah, I'm done.
Yeah, I think I texted you about it. He was like, "Nah, I already deleted that shit."
So it's not a
Yeah.
good game despite the camera shake.
It felt
Well,
Mass Effect-y, like for a little
it's-
bit.
It looks like a combination of like Gears of War and like Destiny in a way, right? Like Gears of War with magic.
Yes.
Right?
So all right. So it's like it's Gears of War style. Like it just looks
Yeah,
like Gears
it's like
of
a-
War, and it
Yeah.
also looks
Cover and
like
duck shooter.
Bulletstorm. It's made by those guys, and then the powers and everything and the abilities work just like Mass Effect 3's multiplayer. Specifically, Mass Effect 3's multiplayer. The controls are even the same.
Okay.
You know, left bumper, right bumper, and then both together to do your three, moves or whatever. And of course, you go into cover, even though you don't really need to go into cover, which is also a weird thing, but I'll get to that. And then it has like Destiny's loot system. It even has their menus. You had to, use it like a mouse and then select the stuff.
Just like copy and paste a bunch of stuff from
They
other games.
copy and pasted like all these different games into this one game. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't think
not
the
at
game
all.
is terrible. The initial story was actually pretty interesting. They just randomly killed off characters that it seemed like they're going to have a big impact on the story, which I thought was kind of weird. But I mean, it's the initial story seemed interesting. The premise seems interesting. The voice acting's not that bad. I played as like the female outrider or whatever.
Of course.
The voice acting was surprising. It was really good. It kind of reminds me of like how Mass Effect, the FemShep or whatever, her voice is really good.
I played as the dude, and his voice was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't fantastic either.
The moment-to-moment gameplay, so they designed the game so you really don't have to stay in cover. So the main way that you heal is from killing stuff. And each of the 4 classes heals in a different way. But essentially, if you kill stuff, you get healed. So if you're like one of the more close-range classes, if you kill them in close range, you get health. If you're the sniper one, every time you shoot them with something, health comes back to you or whatever. So basically, they designed it so you're just always in their face, kind of like Doom. Bad thing is, they still have a cover system. So it's like,
Yeah.
so what do I need this cover system for? In Doom, they designed it so you have to be, in their faces all the time to get health and ammo and all that. There's no cover system because they want you to be in their
unnecessary.
face.
Yeah.
So like, why did you put that cover system in there? And and then they have and it's kind of like Division, where if you're in cover, if you point at another cover, you hold down a button to run to that cover. And the only thing that I really thought was bad, there's like 3 different buttons for this. Mm-hmm. There's a button to get in and out of cover. There's a button to mantle over stuff, and there's another button to sprint.
It's not the same button and just forward.
That's funny. Yeah.
No.
Because in Gears of War,
and in
it's
Gears,
like that, right? You like
Gears of War, they're all in one.
Every
button.
game, it's like that.
Yeah, and it works fine. And they had to switch it up, I guess, just say, "Oh, it's not Gears of War." I'm like, bruh, it's brown and gray.
That's funny.
Like, this is... So, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff there, but... And another thing that a lot of people complained about was the transitions. So, if you open a door, it switches to a cutscene. The game is running at 60, but the cutscenes are at 30. And it's just like this tiny 2-second cutscene of you opening and walking through a door.
I remember seeing something on this with Twitter where like there was like a small little gap that they needed to jump over, and like it showed him walking up to the gap, jumping over the gap, and then that was it. And it's just like I didn't really need a cutscene for that.
That's
like I could have just jumped the gap.
They explain why that was.
Are you invincible during the cutscene? Like, can people still shoot at
you?
Yeah. Okay.
It's literally
because there's nobody else there. Oh. It's literally just you're going to the next area.
Okay. Gotcha.
It's a hidden, and I use the bunny ears. Yeah. It's a hidden load.
Hidden load.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's not really hidden. Like it's bad.
They say they did that because you could, it's drop in, drop out co-op. So anytime one of those cutscenes hit, everybody gets grouped up together. So if you're like spread out, you group up together when you go to the next. Which, I mean, that's cool, but Halo figured that out years ago. You walk
Lego
past
Star
the
Wars
checkpoint
figured that
and you
out,
just show up. Like that's, I mean, it's weird, and it really takes you out of it because you're just like running up to this jump, and then it goes, shows your cutscene, and you just kind of like hop over it, and then it goes back to normal.
It's not even like a dangerous jump though. It's like something I can make,
right?
I'm just like, hold on,
you just like hopping over it.
Warrants a cutscene. Is there gonna be like a fucking piranha plant come up out of the bottom?
It's really weird. And there's already, stuff going on with the loot system and everything, which, I mean, normally for a demo, who cares? But because your progress goes towards the real game, they're doing all sorts of updates and everything. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But anyways, moving on.
I might give it another shot. Maybe they updated it.
When did that come out, Outriders?
That comes out pretty soon, actually.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly. I don't think it's by the time the next episode goes up, but it's shortly after.
God.
I did look up the games coming out soon, so
April 1st.
April 1st? Okay.
Yeah. Or does it? Maybe it's April Fool's joke.
Yeah.
Like April Fool's, this game actually is garbage. It's not being released. Sorry.
It's bad on purpose. Just some billionaire philanthropist had nothing better to do than make a joke game.
Yeah.
Windows, Stadia, Xbox, PlayStation. That's what it's on.
God.
But yeah. So, also tried out, I've been playing a lot of XCOM 2.
Oh.
God damn, that game's hard.
Yeah, I've heard.
Never tried it. My brother played it a lot, apparently.
But... Yeah, loves XCOM. I mean, I'm not going to get real deep into it because I just started. One thing to know, though, which I didn't think, I was playing it, I was like, oh, this is not too bad. It's I thought it was pretty cool. But then, if you get hit during a mission, it doesn't matter if you died. If you get hit, grazed, whatever, you're injured. So
just like real life.
You keep playing, but then even if you heal them during it and they're back to full health at the end of the match or at the end of that level or whatever, afterwards they have to recover because they're injured. So they're out for like 10 days, and he got a fucking flesh wound or
10
whatever.
10 real life days.
No, it's like 10 in-game days, and you have to like wait that time before you can. They're just like in the med bay or whatever, and I'm like, I remember when I first saw that, it's like, what the hell? So you have to make sure nobody gets hit at all, and if they get close to death, but then you heal them back afterwards, they're gravely injured. Their like healing time is like doubled or whatever to like 14
They're
days,
in a wheelchair,
and they have PTSD, so that even after they get healed, you take them back out to the field, if anything bad happens, there's a chance that they'll just panic and then not listen to your commands and then just like run off somewhere else to get killed or whatever. Or like their accuracy goes down. And I'm like, what the fuck? I gotta deal with PTSD.
This sounds like the most annoying thing to play ever. I'm just saying right now. I know people love this game, but what you're describing to me just sounds like fuck this game.
It's crazy. I mean, I guess it's realistic, but I'm just what? He just came back from being
There's a level
for
of
2
like
weeks
I'm
and
fighting
he has PTSD.
aliens. I don't know. Maybe how we're fighting aliens in real life. But
oh my god.
I feel like after I fought a few aliens, I would get used to it.
Yeah. If you get through a map and like nobody got hit, nobody died or anything, it's just like it really is like the best feeling. Oh wow, whew, I just killed everybody. Nobody got touched. I mean, it is an amazing game, but God, it's got some annoying shit in there.
Timmy didn't stub his toe and is gonna be out for 10 days.
Oh my God, that shit. But yeah, Dirt 5. I played that for a little bit.
I played that too.
It looks great.
It looks great. It runs great.
It's Dirt 5. So
it reminds me. It's very arcadey. It reminds me of Sega Rally Revo actually a lot.
Yes,
which I'm completely cool with because I like that game a lot.
I actually didn't like Sega Rally Revo because
like
everything just felt really slidey. Like you couldn't.
That's
really
why
feel...
I liked it. I love my rally games to be arcade. It was super arcadey
super
drifty.
slidey. But yeah, this is just like that. Actually, one of my favorite racing games or favorite rally games is Rally Sport Challenge 2 for the original Xbox. I played the shit out of that game. It's a very good looking game, and it was 1080i on the original Xbox. It was like 720p 1080i on the original Xbox. It had like weather effects. You could feel like the ground and everything through the controllers. You could use the music that was saved on the Xbox while you're playing, and it's just an amazing game. I bought that thing brand new because I just started working at like Busch Gardens or whatever, and it's like an amusement park nearby where we live. But I bought that back when I was in school, like straight from GameStop or whatever. Amazing game. I hope they bring that back somehow.
Yeah.
So
I never actually played that. What's it called? Because I'm on
Rally Sport Challenge 2.
Just text me that later.
Yeah.
You know what?
I bought Dakar 18 on Xbox One recently because I like
Dakar Rally.
I like Dakar 2 on the GameCube I have, and I actually really like that game. Dakar 18 is trash though.
Wow.
Because it is there. Well, okay, maybe this is a me thing. Okay, it's a me thing.
It's definitely maybe. I don't know. Whatever it is.
There is no like direction, like that you have to listen to them.
Yeah,
I know. I have to pay attention.
Yeah,
but, like they'll say, "Hey, coming up, turn left, whatever."
Yeah.
There's no like invisible wall to keep you from going off the track.
Yeah.
And the map is so open, it doesn't like you go off the track and be like, "Oh no, you're off the track," and it puts you back. You can just fucking keep going.
Yeah.
So like,
that's
if you go
great.
off the track, it'll just be like wrong way, and
funny.
then you'll be like, well, "Where's the fuck the track?" And the track is not distinguishable enough from the rest of the. I constantly kept running off and be like, "Where the fuck is the race course at?"
Oh, it didn't have like a straight. Because most rally games, even though you're on like dirt and all that, there's still like a tree line.
Yeah, there are markers or something.
Yeah.
This you just have to.
That's funny.
Pay attention to where the road is.
That's like
tore up.
that's like real world shit.
Yeah,
like you just get thrown into the desert.
I can't tell where the fuck I'm supposed to be going.
That's interesting.
I kept failing races because I would just careen off in like the middle of the desert.
Yeah, so then you really have to pay attention to your co-pilot or whatever.
Exactly.
It's easy
He's
left,
like, turn coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll just stick to Mario Kart and like Crash Team Racing in terms of racing games.
Yeah. Lots of
some of them are pretty good. I never could get into like the super simulations like Gran Turismo, but I've always loved like rally racing games. But yeah, Rally Sport Challenge 2.
Forza Horizon's about the farthest I'll go. Yeah.
Yeah. So what else we got? I tested out the 120 frame updates for Samurai Showdown and Overwatch. Those just dropped this week.
It's an update?
Yeah, it was a recent update. Yeah.
For Samurai Showdown though.
Samurai Showdown.
If you have the disc, it's fine. You don't have to like buy a new version.
Right.
Okay, cool.
It's a free upgrade. Yeah.
Oh, nice, good. I'm gonna pop mine in then probably after this show.
Yeah, I upgraded it. It looks good. I mean, it looked great before, so it's at a full 4K, which I thought that it was at 4K before, but apparently not, because it looks sharp as fuck now. Like it looks amazing. And then the 120 hertz.
You got me wanting to play it now.
I played the practice around a little bit. I was kind of didn't know how that would work because as far as I know, this is the very first 120 frame fighting game on consoles, and I don't think there's a lot of like PC fighting games that run at that either. So, but it looks amazing. So maybe it's on game logic is still running at 60, but it's showing you 120. Looks good. Overwatch also looks really great. You could only do 120 at 1440 though at Overwatch, but you could do full 4K at 60, which is
I can only do 120 at 1440 anyway. Sad.
yeah.
Was Guilty Gear Strive, the demo, was that at 120? Do you remember?
No. That's at 60.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
That's Samurai Shodown is the only fighting game on consoles that does 120.
Okay.
So even Guilty Gear Strive, and then Strive is only 4K on PS5.
Okay.
On PS4 Pro, it's like 1080. And then PS4 regular is like at some other bullshit resolution lower than that. It looks bad.
Strive looks good. I mean, in general, like, in terms of graphics and stuff. But like,
it looks amazing.
They should up it. He's sick. But yeah.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, I think it's really heavy because on PS4, on regular PS4, it's struggling. Digital Foundry actually did a good video on that. If you want to see that,
check that out.
So the last one I have is Attack on Titan 2 Final Battle.
I almost sent you a message when I saw you playing this. But anyway.
So
I've actually played this too, but continue.
Oh, you have? Oh, okay.
I played it on the Switch, which is a very different experience.
Oh, yeah. I played on the Switch, yeah.
It's trash on the Switch.
I mean, you know how I feel about like anime games in general. Normally, I do not like anime games just because I love anime. I watch the shit out of anime. I don't like licensed anime games because they're normally just like quick cash grabs. They're usually just a bunch of fan service. They have all the characters, but then the gameplay is terrible.
Not all the time though.
A good example.
Not all the time.
Not all the
like
time.
Dragon Ball Z. The
Fighters.
Fighters
is amazing. Fighters is amazing. But the reason why it's amazing is because it's a good fighting game.
Yeah.
It's not just like an anime fighter. When I say anime fighter, I mean like that My Hero One's Justice.
I thought Naruto was...
that was garbage. Even though I like My Hero, I actually did try that. And I'm like, this is
Yeah.
garbage.
Yeah, the One Punch Man fighting game.
I did try Jump Force, by the way, on Series X.
Jump Force.
Dude, Jump Force on Series X, I mean, mind you, it's still an anime fighter.
It looks good.
It looks good, and the performance problems I had on 1X are completely gone. It's
I want to
smooth.
try that now.
It's smooth. It runs well, and it looks amazing. If you just want to see some flashy shit, there you go.
Exactly. It looks really good. It's got all your favorite characters. I mean, that's good, but there's not going to be like fucking Jump Force tournaments or whatever at Evo.
No, there's not.
Or anything like that. No. So so Attack on Titan 2, I wanted to try it because I played the demo. The gameplay is super unique. Like nothing else plays like this. So you're pretty much, I mean, of course, if you've seen the anime, you know that they have the omnidirectional gear, for anchoring onto stuff, and they use high pressure
Dynasty
air
Warrior
to...
Spider-Man is what it is, yeah.
Right, exactly. Dynasty Warrior Spider-Man. So you're flying around, anchoring to stuff, and and basically fucking Attack on Titan the shit out of stuff, just like flying through the air and swinging and stuff. It feels amazing, and it
turned
looks
that
great.
into a verb.
Yeah. So I mean, it's definitely worth a try. The demo's worth a try. I mean, and of course it does have the same, Musou gameplay that we know and love, the Dynasty Warriors shit, where it's like a big map and you have to hold different areas, but instead of having an army of random Chinese soldiers that you have to mutilate, it's giant titans, and the way that you attack them, of course, is different. is different than normal. So you're not just randomly tapping a button to just like do a 3-hit combo. You actually have to anchor to them, line up your shots, speed up, and then like slice through their neck. And of course,
you can also time it to where you attack their. Yeah, I played it.
Attack,
yeah,
you have a good.
It was
angle,
interesting how they did it, and I thought it was
speed. I mean,
the Switch version was trash because it was like
that was great,
10 frames a second, but
the
game itself was not bad.
The Series X version is really good. And of course, you can also do other stuff. You can slash at their legs or whatever to get them to fall over so you can get to their neck easier. I mean, the actual moment-to-moment gameplay is really, really good. Definitely recommend that, especially if you like the show. If you've never watched the show, I wouldn't even bother.
To the show.
Because it assumes that you watched it and you know everything about Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Well,
tell
here's
you
the thing.
shit.
I've seen like the first 13 episodes. Remember how long it took for like they put out 13 episodes. Remember how long it took to get to the next set?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I watched them. I was like, I am in. And then
Yeah.
like I'm like, by the time it came back
Yeah,
out, I'm like, I
fell
don't
off.
remember what the fuck was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like a couple of
was
years
me,
of
yeah.
like hiatus that they went on. Yeah. that's
So
pretty
I just
crazy.
never got back to it. I actually kept buying the Blu-rays as they came out, and I actually have like most of them now, and I just haven't watched them. So
I've rewatched it because I couldn't remember shit either.
yeah, I'm gonna have to start fresh, and that's fine with me. So whatever.
So
They
yeah,
did
that's
make a
all I
Muso
got.
Detective Conan game. I'd play that.
Dude. But that's all I got. I'm definitely gonna dive back into that. But what do you got, Mike?
Well, I didn't put this on my list, but other Muso games, I guess. And I don't know if I complained about this last week, but I'm gonna complain about it now. Was Persona 5 Royale? I did talk about it last week, but I didn't complain about it. Not Royale. Strikers.
Yeah.
So I like the game. It's very Persona-y, as I said last time. I do remember what I said.
Persona-y.
Yep.
It's way more of a Persona game. You get into the first. I'm still in the first like. They're jails. They're last time they're palaces. Now they're considered jails. I don't know. Whatever. This is the game doing its thing. It's the area, the dungeon.
Gotcha. The dungeon, gotcha.
You cannot play for like more than a minute and a half before it stops you to tell you something. Whether it's a tutorial or like something basic as shit. Like I get it. Shut up. Like I hate this. Like I'm walking up to this area where there's this big ass barred gate. Like you clearly can't get past it. And they're like, "There's a gate there," blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, "I don't need a cutscene for this." Like I can figure that out.
Yeah.
I talked to a buddy of mine that's been playing it, and they're like, "Oh, it's only that like that with the first area." Cool. Like, let me figure some of this shit out. Like, I'm not. I feel like I'm being, taking a sightseeing tour. I'm practically doing nothing on my own.
Just like holding your hand and walking
The
through
whole way.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I get it. There's
Usually a lot of
markers on-
Western games give you an option to turn off tutorials, but
Yeah, I
guess
could not
that's not
find
in
that.
this.
I'm digging
ever
it
played-
outside of that, though.
you ever played Persona 5 or any of the Persona games before, Boyd?
No, I've never touched. It's funny because I actually own Persona 5, not Royal, but the original one. I have it on PlayStation. I just never touched it. I mean, like,
Which technically, that's what Strikers is a sequel to.
okay,
So.
Yeah.
because like,
Same
If you
here,
play a lot of
actually.
PC games, Persona 4 Golden is on Steam. That is my second favorite game of all
Really?
time. I highly
yeah,
recommend
I feel
it.
like if
Solid
I
praise.
started, I would love it, but there's too many games to play. Too many games.
That is true.
That's true.
I'm the type of person that goes to bed early. Well, most of the time at least. Persona 4 Golden I played on the Vita.
Okay.
And I was up consistently every night till like 2-3 in the morning.
Jeez.
Because I just could not stop playing it. It was so
No,
good.
yeah,
It is,
it's funny because
it's
like I
good.
have Persona 5, but around that time Royal came out, and I think that's why it was like on discount. And I was like, man, I really want to play Persona 5, but I don't want to spend time playing Persona 5 with Royal
Yeah,
existing because
if-
I'm gonna want to play Royal. So it's like I don't want to.
That's exactly what happened to me.
Waste my time.
So
with
here's the
one.
thing. I'll go ahead and throw this out at you both. You can play Persona 5 regular and it'd be
Really?
fine. I haven't finished Royal. There's not a lot different. I hear the ending's like maybe has like a slightly different ending.
Doesn't it have like extra characters and stuff?
It has an extra character. And I can't even remember what that character
Okay.
is. So I mean, they're not that important.
Okay, good to know.
So
Good to know.
It's the same thing. I got Persona 5 on sale, and then like a week later, Royale came out, and I was like, God damn it!
I'm just saying, like,
So I just
don't.
never started it.
If you have a save file, I mean, I know you're not this scenario, but just in general, anyone listening, if you have a Persona 5 save file and you're just like, oh no, I'm gonna have to start over, don't worry about it. Just play regular. I'm enjoying my time again, but so far, and this is like 40 hours in, there's barely any difference. I know there's definitely some stuff, but if you're just playing it for the main plot, like I say, Strikers is a sequel to base Persona 5 anyway.
Weird.
That's why.
I know the extra character. I don't remember her name, but she's in there. There's actually 2 extra confidants.
It's a different timeline.
I wanted to play that.
That's
One
weird.
of them feels very tacked on, I will say. The other one they worked in pretty well. Like I
I like
actually
that chick
can't
from
really
Persona
tell.
4.
What's that?
The chick with the hat from Persona 4. They threw in Golden.
Yes,
Yeah.
I definitely say play Golden version of Persona 4 though. Don't play the base version of Persona 4. If anything else, it's easier. There's a lot less bullshit moments, and Chie's voice, like my favorite character from that game. The base version, her voice is like a different actress, and I hate her voice. It's awful.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even realize that. So I've watched the animes for Persona 4 and Persona 5. Both there's 2 animes for Persona 4. I would
the golden one is garbage.
I would say if you don't feel like putting in hundreds of hours into the game, which I don't feel like doing that either.
You can beat it in 60 hours, but I get you. Yeah.
Yeah. I always get anytime a game like goes on for super long, or like I'm like, man, I'm just gonna skip all the side stuff and just do the story. And then I see the side stuff, I'm like, wait, I need to do that so I can get this weapon or whatever the fuck. And I end up spending forever. But anyways, watch the animes; they're pretty good. The Persona 3 had like 3
Persona 5
movies.
anime is bad. The base Persona 4 anime, just regular Persona 4, the animation is actually legitimately good.
That was really good, yeah. The golden anime for that is fucking terrible.
Because it really expects you to play the game.
Yeah, if you've never played the game, you have no idea what the hell's going on. It skips so much stuff. Persona 5 anime, man, there's some questionable stuff in that.
It gets the job done, but it's not that good.
Yeah,
the game is way better than the anime in that sense. So
yeah, the animation was rough at some parts. But anyway,
so I didn't even put that on my list, and I've talked about it for what we've been talking about. So I just added that on because you were talking about a Muso game, and I was like, oh yeah, I did technically play that. I played more things than what's on my list, but I kind of wanted to keep it. Brief-ish. Yeah.
That's a good word.
You and Samantha, Nintendo Fangirl, was on last week. He'll talk me into Bravely Default 2, which, as you know, when it comes to talking me into games, doesn't really take much, whatever. Just get it. So.
It's like, no, I'll never get it. Try it. All right, cool. You twist them
So, I've actually been playing a decent amount of that. I mainly played at night.
Yeah.
I like it. The only thing I don't like is, and I already knew this, but it is so fucking grindy. Oh my god.
Yeah. So was the
first one was
one,
grindy too. Yeah, the first one was really grindy.
I would love Bravely Default 2, but I just hate the chibi characters. I can't deal with the chibi characters.
That doesn't bother me.
A lot of people hate it. There's a lot of reviewers that's talking shit about that.
Compared to the first one, I don't know why they transitioned to that art style or whatever.
It looks very similar to me.
Is it?
It's the same. It's the same. It's just not
remembering something
in
different
3D on the 3DS. You couldn't really, the resolution was so low. They couldn't really do anything else. You needed to have that. Now, that's the complaint I'm hearing is that why'd they keep that art style if you're on a more powerful system? Yeah. I like the art style. I thought it was pretty dope. I like the music,
I will
too.
Say,
the music
if you do play this game, there's a... I watched several YouTube videos about how to get leveled up quicker.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really good exploits. Not really exploits, but things you can do. So I'm actually 10 hours into the game. I have a buddy that we've been kind of texting each other back and forth, and he is way farther into the game. And I'm actually a higher level than he is.
Right. Yeah, because you're actually doing the... So that's what I ended up doing the first one, which is kind of why I kind of dropped, because I tried to level up all the job classes.
I literally stayed in the first town for about 5 hours.
Yeah.
I maxed out the freelancer role before everybody before I got anywhere, and that makes leveling up the other job systems way faster.
You have
but because I did that too, it also leveled up my characters because I was getting experience. There's also this street passy little. It's not street pass, but it's I guess their equivalency now
on Switch.
So there's a boat. Well, I mean you don't have to pass people, but there's a boat you can send out, and it as long as the system is in sleep mode. And still on, it still counts, and it counts up to 12 hours. And so when you go back and you check on the boat or whatever, it'll be oh, somebody found this, and you just get items, and it's usually job experience orbs or regular experience orbs and stuff like that. That's where nice. You can boost your level and stuff.
So it's a little super helpful thing, level up.
Exactly.
Huh.
I'm liking it though. It is very long-winded. I hope I stick with it. I can't say I will.
Hey, 2 seconds. I need to change the audio.
Welcome back. From a very abrupt segue. You're probably wondering what's going on. After a lot of tinkering and toiling, I'm sorry to say I cannot save the rest of this episode. I don't know what happened exactly. Something went weird on Boyd's end. I don't know. It happens. Whatever. It's just how it is. During this part, we really only discussed the meaning of life, how to talk to women, and, we gave out next week's winning lottery numbers. Nothing important. Anyway, I apologize again. I hope you're looking forward to next week's episode. Remember, you can always find us on YouTube at VG Escape is the channel, Twitter and Instagram under Gameroom Pod, and you can find us by searching Welcome to the Game Room on all major podcasting providers. If you're on YouTube or Apple Podcasts, please leave us a good review, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, 5-star, whatever option they give you to leave a review. Please do that. I would love you forever. Thanks for listening. Again, I apologize, but your support really helps. So until next time, dear listener, Michael McLeod, out.